Good morning, campers. I've been away on vacation for about a week, and so I'm back. I had a fabulous time. I went to Riu, Jamaica, Reggae in Montego Bay, and had a wonderful time. And I met some friends that I see every year, and we just had a blast. And I will add some pictures to some of the things we have. So, in case you wanted to visit and you like that resort, you might show your parents because we had a fabulous time. And they have one for kids and they have one for adults. And we stayed at the adults, but we also went on some adventures. We went on some road trips. And so I'll include a couple pictures on that. But today I wanted to talk to you about what you've been up to this break. I'm going to get a book for you. I'm going to show you a craft. I'm going to give you some fun Jamaican facts. And I'm also going to have a little meditation time. So get ready. Now, one of the best things I did while I was away is I kept up with my exercise because sometimes when you go on holiday, there's so much food and there's so much good times that you forget and you don't do your exercises. So I did my yoga and 10 sun salutations or 20 sun salutations a day. And I did my walking, and that was really easy because I could walk around the hotel, go up the stairs, go down the stairs, walk around a lot, and that really, really helped because the food was fabulous. So I hope you're doing some kind of exercise. Go outside and play when it's not too hot. Go to the pool if you can. If not, then maybe you might be interested in yoga. I'm going to put a link above to one of my favorite sites for kids for yoga. I have to admit, one of my favorite things to do when I'm in another country is to read their newspaper. Our newspapers are really interesting too, and not a lot of people are reading them anymore because of the internet and everyone's on their phone. But they usually have cool pictures. This is cricket. This is one of the national sports of Jamaica. They have a fabulous cricket team, and they compete all over the world. And there's all kinds of things in newspapers. There's information about entertainment, food. I love food. And they have things about sports and what's happening in the town and what kids are doing. All right, and also lots of interesting stuff. All the nightlife, everything that's going on, all the festivals. Festivals are really great. I know where I live, there's always some kind of festival going on in Houston that you can go with your family. Okay, and it's also information. All right, so I think you'd really like that. Now, one of my favorite pages in the newspaper, which helps with my stop this on the slide, is the comic book and the puzzle pages. Okay? All right, so for instance, this is one of my favorite parts. It's called a wuzzle. And a wuzzle is a picture that represents a saying, and you've got to figure out what it is. So I'm going to try and put a few up on this so that you can see. But I love to do the crossword puzzle. It helps my brain. And I like to do the Sudoku puzzle, which they have Sudoku for kids. And I'll put another card above here so you can find some Sudokus for kids. Because sometimes they're hard and sometimes they're easy. But I think you'll really, really like them. And I also like these. This is also good for your brain. You have to figure out what's different between these two pictures. Okay? So there's a lot in the newspaper. Also, if you like horoscopes, they include those as well. And there's all these cartoons that you can read, which are very good for your reading. Now, and the Sudoku helps with your math. All these things are really, really good for you. All right? And they're fun. So I think you'll enjoy it. Read your newspaper. One of my fun facts of the day is that while we in Houston or at my school, we have a school garden. In Jamaica here, other people have a food garden because it's very important to grow food in a healthy, organic way. And so I read this whole article, and they have the very same ideas that we do. And so I thought it was really interesting that only difference is maybe the food is a little different, but they're growing cabbages. We grow cabbages. They're growing carrots. We grew carrots. They're growing lettuce. We grew lettuce. So I thought that was really interesting that they were doing the same thing. So I wanted to read you a little bit about some of the things they put in place in order to have a garden at their school. So they came up with a education program to teach all the kids about growing healthy food, and they planted trees. We've done that, and they created and maintained a vegetable garden, and we have a huge one at Newport Elementary. Now they are exploring water cycling for garden irrigation. Hmm. We recycle our cardboard, we recycle our plastic, but I didn't think about water. But on an island, you'd think it would be an issue, but the water surrounding an island is salt water. And so you can count on the water falling from the sky and coming through the mountains, right? All right, so now they're also doing special projects and external activities. So they're going out into the community and talking with other people about um, eating healthy food and growing healthy food. So I thought that was a fun fact that we have some of the same plants, we have some of the same ideas, and kids are helping to change the planet. Now that I'm finished with my newspaper, I really wanted to get started on a craft or on creating something that I could use. I've almost used up my entire journal since I've been here, but I do know how to make an origami journal, and I did find some paper here that I left over here last year. Plus, I could use my loose leaf paper left over from school, and I think I'm going to make a journal so I can put all my knickknacks and things that I got on this trip, because I like to put those things in a journal. I also came across a wonderful site of someone who does special things to a journal, and I'm going to put a link to that so that you can see. Now that I've made my journal, I want to show you this whole new movement called Wreck Your Journal. There's all these things that you can do with your journal, not just put in your innermost feelings. There's a whole bunch of things you can do that you can make a really cool journal. I'm going to link you to the site to show you some samples of journals that have been wrecked. They end up being this thick and filled with stuff. I did that normally, but I didn't know it was a movement. I didn't know it was something that you could do. So as soon as I do that, I'm going to link that either below or above on a card, and so you can see some of the journals that are possible. All right, guys, campers, I am going to use the newspaper that I had to make my own journal, because I want to try that journal where you wreck it, okay? You put all kinds of stuff, and you do all kinds of tasks, and you fill your book. So this is the origami book that I showed you on another YouTube video and also on our school website. But I will also put an end note at the end of the video showing you how to connect to this video on how to do it. Okay, so I'm doubling up the papers because newspapers are kind of thin, and I want to make a book that can last for a little while, okay? So first thing I'm going to do is fold it in half, which is already done, so that helps. And then I'm going to fold it in half again. Oh, let me be more clear. I'm going to fold it in half, hamburger, or enchilada. No, taco. Then I'm going to fold it in half again, hamburger, or taco. And then I'm going to fold it again one more time, like that. I kind of like the paper that my stuff is going to go on. Alrighty? And it leaves a line from one side that's folded over to the center. I call it the belly button. Now here's the thing. Don't cut the side that's open. You have to cut the side that's folded. If you cut the side that's open, it doesn't work out. Okay, so now I take my scissors. Now, if you're really, little and you need help, ask your parents to help you do this. Okay, and I'm going to cut just to the middle, right? And then I'm going to open it up. That's right. Okay, and what it does, I'm going to fold it in half, this time lengthways, and I'm going to have this little part here that opens like a mouth. Okay, I'm going to check my camera, make sure that we're still filming, because my picture went out. Yeah, we're still filming. Okay. All right. So I say that the paper talks. Okay, so you tell it to be quiet. You close it up like that. And it will give you this flat part, but you can already see some pages happening. And then I'm going to fold it in half one more time, and I have a book that I can put stuff in. All right? Okay? All right, now I'm going to need a bunch of these. So I'm going to fold about maybe 10 double pages, because I really want to put some stuff in my journal, and I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get 6 pages every time I do it. Okay? When I folded them all up, I will show you how to put them together. Okay, campers, I hope you made it this far with me. Oh my God, what is wrong with me? Okay, campers, I hope you made it this far, because you do not have to make 10. You can make 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. All right, and remember, I'm going to include how to fold it in slow motion at the end of this video. Okay, now remember, I have my old crazy dried up glue that I left here, because I'm trying stuff that's around the house. So I'm using my old chopstick, and I'm just going to glue the front of these books to the back to make my big journal that I want to wreck. I'm so excited trying to use this method. So I just put one on top of the other. I make sure that the folded sides are together and the open sides are together. If not, you're going to get a squeegee book, and you don't want that. Okay? So I'm using up all this old glue, and then I might have to go buy one, because normally at home I have a couple of bottles of glue, and I'm sure most of you guys have a bottle of glue at home left over from school, from your supplies, but I traveled, and this is not where I don't have all of my stuff here. I want to make sure that I line it up just right, and my glue is super, super serious. So you get 3 seconds with this. This is my scrap making book making glue, and it's very serious. It only gives you like 1 shot. My favorite is Elmer's all-purpose glue. It's a good glue. It's very sticky, and it gives you a chance to reposition if you didn't get it right the first time. But my glue here, it doesn't give you too much of a chance. You got to kind of get it right. And as you can see, I'm building up my book. And I doubled up the sheets with the newspaper, because newspaper print is not as strong as regular print. And you could do this with poster board. I've done it with poster board. You get a really strong book. And I've also done it with construction paper, and you get a nice book from that too. And let me see, I have to say my favorite is poster board, but sometimes poster board is expensive. Now I know most of the time you can get poster board at the dollar store for like 69 cents, and so, but if you don't have any cash this summer, somebody is bound to have a newspaper. Check Grandpa. Somebody always has a newspaper around, and newspapers are most of the time are less than $1. So, and you can find old newspapers. You don't have to use the brand new one. Please make sure whoever bought it has read it before you take off with it. All right. So now I think I'm on my last one. And then I got to think about covers, and if I want to put a string around it to tie it closed, I would. So I'm going to have to hunt up a piece of ribbon or a piece of string. All right. So now you can see. And I have all these pages to work with. And they're kind of interesting already, because they have stuff from the newspaper on them. Right? Isn't that cool? Okay. So I'm going to let this dry for a while. Put away my old crazy glue. I'm going to let it dry for a while. And then I'm going to work on the string and the cover. And I'm going to come back to you with it already done. Because, like I said, at the end of the video, there is a link to how to make it. And it's very slow, and I show you how to make covers and things like that. Okay? All right, I'll see you soon. I super lucked out. I had left one of my scrapbooking stackers here because I've been changing out my parents' photo albums to archival things. Archival means we're gonna the type of materials that will let things last a long time. So a lot of their pictures were in these albums that had lots of sticky glue on them, and they were chewing through and eating up the actual pictures. So every time I come, I work on an album, and I left all this paper. So excited. Okay, so I use the back of the pad. Now stackers can be expensive, so if you don't have one, or if maybe your mom scrapbooks or your dad scrapbooks or your grandma or something, and you can ask them to borrow the back of the stacker because it's cardboard, and I'm going to use that to make my covers. Remember I told you that I'm going to link this to the video that shows you how to make the back covers. First, I want to make sure that I can, yeah, perfect. I can get 2 covers out of this, and I'm going to cover them with one of these lovely pictures of paper that I have. Okay, I'm going to save this. You never know. Maybe I'll make a smaller journal, and I can use that as a part of a cover. You can use pizza boxes. You can use anything that's cardboard that you have permission to cut up. All right, so make sure you have permission. Don't just go cutting things up and then getting in trouble. Okay, now comes the hard part. I've got to look through all of these papers and figure out what my favorites are. And I still haven't figured out, oh, I kind of like this juicy watermelon one. But I haven't even found a ribbon yet, so I got to go search that out. Once I search that out, I'm going to tie it around here and then work on my covers. When I come back, it'll all be done. And like I said, I'll show you how to do it at the end of the video. Well, I looked through my mom's sewing basket, and I think I can use this lace. This is the last piece, only thing I can find in here, or I'm going to have to use some yarn. But I wanted to save this yarn because I wanted to show you all how to knit. So I don't think I'm going to take the yarn. I think I'm going to go with this piece of yarn because I think it can go around the book and it can tie at the end. It'd be kind of pretty too. Alrighty. Hope you're having good luck finding stuff. I lucked out and I found a piece of tape left over from a tape I bought at the Scholastic Book Fair. And I really like this tape. I'm going to use it as the edge of my book. I like it because you can color it. I'm not going to color it this time, but it was a cool thing that was at the book fair that I really, really liked. And I'm going to use it to cover the spine of my book. So we'll see how it goes. It might not be wide enough, but I'll try. And now you can use duct tape or you can use nothing. You don't have to put anything on it at all. I just thought it might be good looking. So we'll see if it sticks on there. All right, so that's going to be the edge of my journal. And now I'm still thinking, what am I going to use on the front and the back of the thing? I'll be back when I've made a decision. I think I decided on this. Summer break, school's out. I think I'm going to use this as my cover. Oh, it's going to be a little bit blustery, but I just wanted to show you with this light how my journal came out. Remember, I put the tape on the side, and you can use duct tape or you can leave it open. All right, and then I had to use this piece of lace that I found in my mother's sewing kit because I don't have any ribbon with me. And I'm trying to use stuff around the house. I'm pretty sure that sounds pretty blustery to you. And as you can see, I have my journal that I can now rack. I can put all kinds of stuff in there. So I'm going to show you it in the next couple of camp days, how to put pop-ups in here, how to put pockets in here, how to do all kinds of activities. And I'm also going to link you to different sites that give you ideas on how to wreck your journal. All right, I hope you're having a fabulous summer. Stay tuned for the meditation. I filmed it at the beach.